Yo, 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 what's up? This is Jeremy from Judge Innovation Garage in the Peach capital of the state, baby. All right, boys and girls, let's see who's in here. What's up, Ray? Oh, it's all right, no worries. No worries. What's up, SKD? What's up, Double H? Outdoors, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. What's up, 95? Elko. All right, so let me show you what I'm doing, okay? Let me bring y'all down here. All right, so I made these a while back. So what these are I had to think for a second. These are covers, all right? These are covers for the, and I didn't like the way the powder came out. So I just stripped it off. We're gonna start over. And these are hold on a second. All right. Yeah. All right. So basically, I got to take the alternator up. But these are valve cover covers. And no, it's the right side. I got to take the valve cover off. I mean, I got to take the alternator off. This side here is notched out for the oil filler, but now since I got the air conditioner up here at the top, I have to trim. The for the clearance for the AC bracket or for the AC. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the whole bottom half off. So it'll probably be somewhere right in here. I'll probably come over and notch it so it clears the AC compressor. But it actually goes down. It's hard to do one-handed. Goes down and slides in, and the oil filler neck actually sits right there. So, but anyways, that's what I'm doing. I'm stripping these. Boy, I tell you what, man, look at those headers. And that turned out nice. Airbox turned out nice. Jet hot coat for the win. I'm gonna get these done. Today. I'm gonna take the bed off today. I'm gonna get these done. I'm gonna check all the bolts. I'm gonna make sure everything's tight in the rear end. The QA1 suspension, I'm gonna make sure all that's tight. Make sure the rear end's got grease in it. I'm gonna check the transmission, make sure the transmission's got oil in it, which I know it does. I'm gonna nut and bolt everything. I'm gonna go get another belt. I'm gonna go get a 5-rib belt. You see this belt right here? Look. This is a 6-rib. That's a 5-rib pulley. You see, I was trying to walk it out. So I'm gonna take this belt back and get another belt. And go from there. I gotta get a throttle cable. let's see, what else? What else I gotta do? Oh, I gotta take the bed off, check all the suspension, make sure everything's tight, put some fuel in it, go through and just nut and bolt everything. Just put a wrench and a socket on every fastener all the way from front to back, front suspension, everything. Check the brakes. Bleed the brakes again, make sure the brakes are good, make sure the clutch is good, make sure all that's good. Once all that's good, then I'm going to call TKM and order, or call TKM and schedule a dyno run and take it up there I'm gonna take it up there on the dyno, and it's gonna be just like this, the front end and the cab, no bed. It don't need nothing like that. This, Scoot, you talking about this? Yeah, that is it's Dynomat, but it's that SILES. It's on Amazon. You can get it in 50 mils, 80 mils, 120 mils, and 200 mils. This is 80 mils right here. Yep, that's 80 mils. That's what it is. Let me see. I missed something. Hold on a second. I missed something. What did I miss? Oh, yeah, I'm sure there is. Lacus Industries. Yeah, I'm sure there is, but I'm just gonna double check everything. I gotta get I'm not putting the final hose clamps on yet, because I'm not running these type of hose clamps. I'm running the Banks heat shrink clamps, but I will get some more clamps just to clamp everything. Check the radiator fluid, drain the radiator, put some fluid in it, check everything, change the oil. The oil's been changed, I'll change it again. Then go from there. I'll kind of secure these lines. I might go ahead and make the AC lines and hook them up. Not going to charge the AC system. I got a question. What is your go-to for one person bleeding brakes? Actually, Elko, I have been struggling myself. So let me go over here and set this down right quick, and get me a water, and let's. I've been struggling with that myself. Now I know there is a. Let me sit down for just a second. I know there is a. Harbor Freight. I'll send it. I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the post, and I'll tag you in it. Harbor Freight has this thing. It's like it's about, I don't know, it's about so tall. I don't know, it might be 30 inches tall. It looks like a barrel. And excuse me. I've been looking at one of those for a while, and about doing self-bleeding. So that's what I'm looking at. And the way it works is you put the fluid in the container, and then you just suck everything through it, and you just keep until you get air, and it just keeps recycling it. I've been looking at one. How much are those heat shrink? You have to, I get them on Amazon, and they 95, they measure weird, right? Well, it would show you something. I got it on the fuel system. They measure weird, so like if you got a 5/8 hose, it don't say 5/8 hose clamp. So it's kind of a learning curve on it, but man, they are so nice. But don't use them until you're done. Like when you're done. Like when you know that you're not gonna go into it no more and everything is running the way it runs, because once you put them on and you put the heat gun to it and they shrink to it, they are not coming off. You have to cut them off with a cutoff wheel. Yeah, I'll look at it, Elko, and I'll send it to you, or I'll put it in a community post. All right, so let me walk around and I'll show you what I got. One more thing, and we'll see what everybody else has got going on. So this is, so I'm not gonna start it up right now because my crowd's in the bed. It's 9 o'clock here, but my crowd's in the bed. If I fire this thing up, the house is right there. There'll be some mad campers. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take the belt off, then I'll run to the hardware, get a shorter, get a 6 rib, a 5 rib instead of a 6 rib. I have to pull the AC. I'm gonna have to move the alternator just a little bit. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this cover fit without having to remove the alternator. Because wouldn't it be a pain in the butt if to take the valve cover off, you got to take the alternator off, which you got to take the belt off, which would be a pain. But if somebody works on this, it's going to be me. So I'm just trying to think ahead on that, but I'm going to kind of mess with that. The exhaust, I'm going to take the bed off today. That's why I really wasn't worried about the exhaust getting it where it needed to be, because I'm going to bring my little tool in here. Since I got my jack fixed, I'm going to take and pick the bed up, move the bed up, put the bed on the cart so I can get to everything so I'm not laying on the ground. I'm going to make sure the rear end is square and plumb. I'm going to make sure it's where it's supposed to be. I'm going to make sure the cab's bolted down. I'm just going to go through here and, like they say, nut and bolt everything and make sure everything is secure all the way to the front. I'm going to make sure the lug nuts are torqued. I'm going to make sure everything is where it needs to be. Everything. And I need to get a throttle cable for the throttle, for the pedal. And now thinking about it, I wished he'd have went fly-by-wire instead of fly-by-cable. It'd have been a whole lot easier, but it's okay. I'll make it work. And then I've never heard of that, Elko. Will the color be bronze? No, the truck will be black. The truck's going to be black. Truck's going to be black. All black. It's going to be black with bronze engine bay. The truck will be black. It's going to have cognac leather interior. It's got cognac leather bucket seats. Full leather interior, full dash pad, full headliner, full door panels, this will be wrapped in leather. This will be wrapped in leather. Seats is already done. They just got to be shipped. I don't know when they're going to ship them, but they might be doing everything together. So the seats are done. They're going to send me an extra cowhide. They're going to send me an extra cowhide so I can wrap this. It's going to have a headliner. I don't know if they're going to make the headliner match the seats. The door panels are already done. I've seen them. They're really, really nice. And then it'll have a leather dash pad. And then the bottom, like I said, I got lost. I'm trying to, and then this is the bottom of the hood. So it's got these panels put in them. I know it's dusty, but it's the nature of the beast. But got to weld these together. So there's one piece. and then go from there. It's got a custom roll pan. Do you do music and videos too? Who you talking to? Me? You can't do any music unless it's your own music. If you do any music that's not yours, you'll get copyrighted and they'll mute it. So I'm still waiting on the missing wiring harness, or the harness, the electrical harness, whatever you want to call it. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. So I really hadn't done anything to this because I'm actually missing some cables. And we're going from there. So that's that. The shock came in for, the rear shock came in for this. I got to put the shock on that. I think I got a fuel issue. I drove it yesterday and it acted like it was starving for fuel. And I don't know if that fuel pump that I have is keeping up with 17 PS or 14 to 17 PSI for the TBI system. It acts like it's running out of fuel. So I'm going to try a little trick to see if it's a fuel problem. So what I'm going to do is when it's sitting here running, it just started it like a day or two ago. So, and it's got fuel in it. So, and no fuel filters are stopped up. Everything's new. So when it cranks up, it runs. And then when you let it run, it gets warm, and you try to give it some gas, it kind of, it falls on its face, right? So with that, it falls on its face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see whether it's an ignition problem or a fuel problem. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to get up underneath the hood and I'm going to grab the throttle linkage and I am going to wrap the fuel and I'm going to spray carburetor cleaner into the intake at the same time. If it goes and it speeds up, then that tells me it's a fuel problem. If it just keeps falling on its face, that tells me it's an electrical problem. And it could be a bad distributor. These things, they were known for having bad distributors, the electrical in them. And it's possible that it's doing that. It could be that. So with that. And then on this, I really hadn't done anything on this since last week. Probably going to make some tabs tomorrow. I try to work on this a couple days a week. Well, actually, I've been working on this thing every day for the last 2 or 3 weeks. Well, about 2 weeks ever since that stuff was at the jet coder, but that stuff's back now. So now, probably tomorrow, we'll make some brackets for the body, work on the front bumper, stuff like that. So that's that. Try to work on a little bit. Try to work on a little bit as it go. I did wash the 54. Got some ideas that I'm going to add some more graphics to the top on that. I done this car back in 2008. Yeah, I need to finish it. I need to finish it. One day during the day, I'll do a cold start and I'll crank it up for you guys. I got to go get the engine for this. I got to go pick it up. Once we get pretty good ways on that, and I get this back on the road where it's comfortable to drive, I'm going to pull this back in and put the engine transmission in it and work on that. And then got a starter ordered for got a starter ordered for the van, and we're still waiting on the DMV to sign off on the Impala, and the station wagon is still for sale. So, yeah, I know I hadn't done a live in the mornings in a while, because I had a lot of stuff going on. So, I will touch a little bit on these right here, and then we're gonna get back to work. These Diablo saws, they're really nice. I'm really impressed with them. I really am. So if anybody was interested in getting some, this is the plumber's pack. Yeah. So that's that. And my Dimple dies, man, these Dimple dies, man, I love them things, man. I love them things. So let's go ahead and if anybody got any questions, let's go ahead and get this one right here stripped, and we'll go from there. I told y'all wrong. That wasn't powder. That was that wrinkle enamel. That wrinkle enamel paint. Make some good shrimp. Yeah, I can cook. I'm in California, it's 6:30. Yeah. Yeah, it's Scoots on the West Coast. Scoots. So these are the valve covers. I got to do some more cleaning on them. I'm gonna do a little bit more metal work on them, and then I'm going to paint them this time. I'm not gonna worry about the bottom. Ain't no sense in doing that, but like I said, I gotta take off. Like I said, I gotta take the alternator off, and I gotta do a little bit of trimming. And since we put the air conditioner up top, I gotta do a little trimming on that one as well. And then these will be the valve covers. These will cover up the coil packs. I gotta do a little bit more trimming on the bottom to clear the AC compressor, and then we'll go from there. Same thing on the other side. This right here, that notch right there is that notch right there. But what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and just trim it all the way down so it clears the alternator on the back side. So you don't have to take the alternator off to take these off. But I guess it really don't matter, because if you're gonna pull the valve cover off, I guess it really don't matter, because if you're gonna pull the valve cover off, you gotta pull the alternator off anyway. So I'll probably just leave it. I'll probably just leave it like it is. But I'm gonna make sure it fits a whole lot nicer. Are you gonna dimple dime? Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm actually thinking about doing, this is a 1/2 inch dimple, or this is a 1 inch dimple. I'm thinking about doing, I did a test piece. I'm thinking about doing some 1 inch dimples. I don't know. What do you think? So that's a 1 inch dimple. This, I was actually, I gotta be careful, because, hold on. I gotta be careful, because if I mess it up, well, you can't even see that one. That one's, y'all know we put 2 1/2s in the gas tank, all right? Look, Tulu will understand. Look. Tulu. Tulu. Hello. Yep. So I got 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 2 1/2. So this is the I think this is the 1/2 inch. And then this is the other one. Should put like 5 on each folded part. So you talking about, look, yeah, boy. So you talking about these little ones right here, space out 5 across the bottom of these small ones. Is that what you're talking about, 95? Space them out. My tape measure's laying here somewhere. It's somewhere. I don't know where it's at right now. But measure from here to here, find center, step it back, and then divide it by 5 and put 5. TJ, you ain't getting no notes no more? Hold on, TJ, let's do something. I'm gonna do something, okay? Hold on, TJ, hold on. Hold on, TJ, hold on. Hey, TJ, comment, do something. Thumbs up or something. All right, there we go. Let's see if that fixed it, TJ. Let's try it for a day or two and see if that fixes it, and then. TJ, look, let's try that for a day or two. Let's try that for a day. Let's try that for 24 hours and see if that fixes it. If that fixes it, then we know it's the mod. If it didn't fix it, we'll go back. And it could be like YouTube say, like Tulu said, it's just tripping. I don't know. Let's just give it 24 hours, and then if you want me to add you back as a mod, I will. So, oh, here's my tape measure. So, I think it's 23 inches, I think. No, 17 and a half. So it's 17 and a half. 17 and a half from here to here. So I'll go center, and then once I go center line, and I think it's 2 inches wide, I think it's 2 inches wide. Yeah, 2 inches wide. Yeah, 2 inches wide. So what I'll do is I go center line, and then I'll put a hole, and then I will divide, so that'd be 1. So then that means you need 2 on that side and 2 on that side. So I'll put 1 in the middle, and then I'll find center, and then I'll step back, put another hole. I'll step this way, put a hole, and that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Be 5 holes across there. 95 said put 5 holes, so that's what I'll do. I'll put 5 of them little buttons across the bottom and across the top. Yep. So we'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put 5 across the bottom, 5 across the top. And we won't put none here because I'm gonna have something laser etched in here, so I need all this space. So I need the space from here to here so I can get some stuff laser etched. Well, that's what we're gonna do. I am going to take your idea and I'm gonna put it on the paper, and then we're gonna put it on the truck. So you'll be part of the build. You will actually have some input. How about that? Come on now, let hotter. So we're gonna put these little 1/2 inch, I think they're 1/2 inch. Yeah, these little 1/2 inch dimples. So we'll put 5 on the bottom, we'll put 5 on the top, and then I'm good day, good day, Scoot. So that's the plan. So like I said, I'm gonna take the bed off. I'm gonna check all the bolt, little recap for the ones that's just getting here. I'm gonna take the bed off. I'm gonna nut and bolt everything, make sure everything's tight, make sure the rear end's got grease in it, make sure the transmission's got grease, make sure the U-bolts is tight, make sure the dry shaft's tight, make sure everything's tight all the way up through. And I gotta order a throttle cable. I did order one, but it won't work. I gotta get some clamps. I gotta get some radiator fluid. I'm going to make the clamps for the AC lines. I'm gonna go ahead and get those over here, and I'm gonna make the AC lines for that. I'm gonna go ahead and crimp those, get those done, and I'm gonna do every bit of that, and then I'm going to, I'm gonna bleed the brakes again. I'm gonna bleed the clutch again, make sure we got brakes, make sure we got clutch, make sure the steering's tight, all that stuff. Gonna make sure every bit of that stuff's done. Then I'm going to wire up the amp and the speakers. I'm going to, I think that amp can handle 1 ohm, so I'm going to wire up these L7s together, parallel. Then I'm gonna drop it down to 1 ohm. So it'll be black. I think it's ground to positive, and then white dot to white dot, and then white dot to white dot, and then 1 wire off of this one to the amp, 1 wire off of that one to the amp, and that will bring those speakers down to a 1 ohm. And I'm gonna wire those amps up, wire the amp up, and get those speakers hooked up. I'm gonna hook those speakers up to the amp that's underneath the dash for the dash speakers and the side speakers. I'm gonna get all the radio stuff going. Once everything is going, once everything is safe and I can put this pig in drive, I've already done it, but once it's safe, I did it on jack stands, and I can pull it forward and pull it back. It stops, it goes, the throttle works, everything's good, the gears work, everything, first, second, all that stuff works. Then I'm gonna call TKM, and I'm gonna schedule to take it to the dyno, and then we'll go to the dyno, and then we'll see what this son of a gun's gonna do. I'm gonna go and tell you right now, my client, this is what he told me. My client said, now I know I've told everybody this engine's supposed to make 1,000 horsepower. It has a potential to make 1,000 horsepower on engine, okay? With everything in it, all the hardware, the cam, everything in it, that engine has a potential to make 1,000 horsepower on motor, on engine. 1,000 horsepower on engine, potentially, right? That's the package. My client told me, this is what he told me the other day. My client told me, if this son of a beach does not put at least 750 to the wheel, 750 to the wheel, 750 to the wheel. So if you know anything about engines, you lose 33% through the drive line, roughly. So if you take 30% from 1,000, that's right around a little less than, that's about 700 to the wheel, right? He says, and I quote, let me put this down so I can use both hands. This is what he said, and I quote. He said, Jay, if that don't put 750 to the wheel, we putting a Pro Charger on it. I done got one in my shopping cart. I know you said we're not putting a Whipple on it because we got to change all that stuff there, but a Pro Charger bolts onto it. And I'm just listening to him. And I said, you want to do what? He says, if that don't put 700 to the wheel, I'm ordering a Pro Charger. Yeah. It has the potential to make 1,000 horsepower, that engine, with everything in it, the injectors, the cam, the crank, the head works, everything. It has a potential to make 1,000 horsepower. That's why I always say in the video, it's a 1,000 horsepower engine, because it's considered a potential 1,000 horsepower engine on engine, no aspirators. I need to sit and talk in this man's living room. I'm telling you. So he is one of my best clients. And if I tell him somebody on the internet has called him out and said that they would walk circles around him, there ain't no telling what he would order. That's what type of man he is. He's a great dude. He's humble. When you look at him, it looks like he ain't got two nickels rubbed together, but I promise you, he got more money than Carter got liver pills. I promise you. Super great guy. He is probably one of my best clients that I've had probably for a decade. Yeah. So, but here's the bad thing about it. If he puts a Pro Charger on it, all this has to change. All this has to change. Now, if we could do something different, we could put a rear mount turbo on it. We could put rear mount twin turbos on it, and the only thing we have to do is change the exhaust and run the turbos up, and we already got the hole for the air box. Or something even easier, we can put the bottle on it. We can put a bottle on it, and we can put some foggers in the box. We can fog nitrous into it. Look, there's a whole lot of other options we can do. We can do methane injection, or not methane. Yeah, we can do a wet system. Yeah, Tulu. Yeah, TJ, that's something I'm going to probably want to add on. I mean, we can do like a little 100 shot of nitrous with a little wet system in there. We can do some, I had a buddy, had a Dodge Neon, had a alcohol methane injection on it. It was run up through the windshield washer pump and stuff, and it was kind of hid. So let me turn this around so y'all can see this. So we can do that. So if we put nitrous on it, see, nitrous would be a whole lot easier and less tearing up what we got, you know. Total Tech, that is a good idea. Tesla motor with Nissan Leaf batteries, that would be great. But you know what? And I'm telling you, I built an electric car back in 2009. I'll post some pictures up with it, and it used a Warp 3. When electrical started coming out, we got a big grant and some money from the government, and we built one, and it was pretty quick. But here's the thing about electric. Here's the thing. Oh, no. You are right. I mean, you are right. Electric Tesla motors, I mean, look, you got to give credit where credit's due. I mean, them some guns are instant. They're instant, right? I mean, they already outlawed on the drag strip. I mean, if you pull up beside, I think it's a S series, it's going to hurt your feelings. I mean, it's going to hurt your feelings. I mean, you literally going to get your feelings hurt. I don't agree with all the stuff that's happening to Tesla because, I mean, that's just childish, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, that's where I was getting Total Tech. Nothing. I can't do it because my kids are asleep. Spring break this week. They ain't nothing hitting that key and that cam popping and that fuel coming out that exhaust and we smelling it. That race fuel, they ain't nothing like it. And there will nothing replace it. All right? There will nothing replace it. So there was nothing. So yeah, I appreciate the electrical stuff. I mean, you hit it, it's like a souped up golf cart. I mean, I mean, they're fun to drive, but they ain't no sound. They ain't no rumbling. They ain't no, woo, they ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. So, but anyways, boys and girls, here's the gas cap right here. I hadn't bolted nothing down because I knew I was taking the bed off. I didn't do no electrical in the bed because I knew I was taking it off, but there's the gas cap. I'll put some race fuel in there. I'll put some 118 in it when we take it to TKM. And yeah, I knew that car's in the cut. They got the sound where they got the speaker underneath them where it goes like, vroom, vroom, like it's, but man, ain't nothing like the real thing. You know what I mean? It's like putting latex on something. You know what I mean? It's like putting latex on something. Yeah, it feels okay, but it ain't the real deal. It ain't the real deal. You know, it ain't the real deal. So, my boys and girls, oh yeah, one other thing. AVS did send the replacement gauge, so I got that in so I can finish up my son's truck. And we'll go from there. And if everybody wanted to know what this truck looked like, this is it. It's a 68. That's the front end. That's the front end. So you adjust the bass and treble. Yeah. So oh yeah, one more thing, other fellas. If you've never used anti-seize, be careful, because a drop, you will look like the Tin Man on Wizard of Oz. There ain't no way around it. And also, let y'all know, Frank's Red Hot, we put that shit on everything. Frank's, I've been waiting on you, man. Where that sponsorship? Send me some stuff, man. It's grilling season, man. It's grilling season. We got hot wings, we got ribs, we got all this shit, man. We got stuff to be cooking now. Frank's Red Hot. We put that shit on everything, man. Come on, man. Jay ain't asking for a lot. Jay ain't asking for a lot. I'm plugging you in every video. Frank's Red Hot. Put that shit on everything. You know what I'm saying? Man, we got hot wings. We got French fries. We got all kinds of stuff, man. So, okay, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate every single one of you. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Also, hit the notification bell so you don't miss no lives. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. I appreciate you. And yeah, I appreciate it, Hulu. Make sure you support those that support you. And also remember, man, you know what I said this morning? This is what I said this morning. If you miss the 8 o'clock wake up calls every morning that I do, please go and check those out. And just check them out, because I do them for 2 reasons. 1, to help you guys get motivated. And 2, to help me stay motivated. So I think about it all day after I do an 8 o'clock wake-up call. And I dig in my brain what I'm going to do on the next one. And this morning, this is what I did this morning, if you missed this morning. This morning I said, judge me only when your opinions can pay my bills. If they don't, then mind your own business. And what that means is, don't judge people. Let me turn this around here. Don't judge people, right? So what that means, it says, judge me only when your opinions can pay my bills. If they don't pay my bills, then mind your own business. That's what this morning's message was about. And what that's about is what I've always said for decades. Don't worry about the man up the road or the man down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else's. I've said that for decades. So don't worry about what other people think of you, okay? There's some people that get all in, and I'm guilty of it too. Some people get all in your feelings and you're worried about what other people think of you, and is somebody gonna like the way what kind of clothes you got on, or what kind of car you driving, and what, I'm good, Grease Spot, I hope you are, and what you're worried about, you worry about what everybody else thinks. It's guilt. I mean, we're guilty of it. It's human nature. But look, it's the 3F rule. If you're not feeding me or financing me, I don't care what you think. And at the end of the day, I really don't care. I really don't. Because look, if you worry about what everybody else thinks of you and you try to change your life to accommodate how people see you, or if somebody says, well, I don't like you doing that, okay, I won't do it. You know, I'm not talking about negative things. I'm talking about if you worry about what people think of you and then you change your life, or if every morning you wake up and go, well, I would like to do this, but I wonder what everybody will think of me. Who cares? Who cares? You do it one way, they talk about you. You do it another way, they talk about you. You don't do nothing, they still talk about you. So where's the logic in that? Make that make sense. So if I do it this way, they're still going to talk about me. And if I do it that way, they're still going to talk about me. And if I don't do nothing, everybody's going to talk about me. Frank's Red Hot, we put that shit on everything. Just remember, these people try to argue with a guy that talks to himself all day long. If you don't like what you say or do, I've already run. Yeah. Look. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to let you boys go. If you get up every morning and you're concerned about what everybody else thinks and how everybody's going to see you and how everybody's going to respond to whatever you do, and you change your life to accommodate everybody else, and you're miserable at the end of the day, and you crawl into bed and you get in a fetal position and you're miserable, and you think that you made everybody happy because you done what they wanted you to do, they're still miserable. They're miserable. They're miserable because they have nothing else to do besides criticize what everybody else does. They're still miserable, and you're miserable. You've raised your blood pressure. You've raised your anxiety level. You're stressed out mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And at the end of the day, you didn't get anything done that you wanted to get done because you were worried about what everybody else was thinking about. Like I said, do it this way, they talk about you. Do it this way, they talk about you. Do nothing, they still talk about you. So why not just do what you want to do and be done with it? Yeah, you're right, Grease Spot. There's 86,400 seconds in a day. I say the seconds. Don't let 60 seconds get ruined by one person. And I'm guilty of it. Sometimes we get caught up and we slip. A couple days ago, I got slipped and I got into my emotions and I let somebody dictate how I reacted, right? And I apologize for that. So I also tell you this, you can be the thermostat or you can be the temperature. When you walk into the room, you can be the thermostat or you can be the temperature. A thermostat sets the temperature of the room. The temperature adjusts to the temperature of the room. So if you walk into a room and you adjust your temperature to the room, you're in the wrong room. When you walk into the room, you're the thermostat. You set the stage, all right? You set the stage, all right? When you walk into the room, command respect when you walk into the room. Already control the room when you walk in, all right? I can't control your reaction. I can't control your actions, but I can control my reactions to your actions. No response is the best. No response is just as good as a response. So, I hope everybody has a blessed day. I want everybody, and truly, when I say, look, man, I walk around in hay-doos that are bleached, no shoes, no hole, got holes in them, falling apart. And you know what? I go to a store like this, I walk in, people look at me and they look down at me and they think I'm homely. They think this, they think, I've even been accused of being on drugs and stuff. They ain't no drugs in Jay's body, I promise you. Promise you. Promise you. Remember what I said, boys and girls? Live your life and don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Do what you want to do as long as you're not doing nothing to harm yourself and you're doing good. Do whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want to do. Do whatever you want to do. All right? Boys and girls, I'm going to try to get back in later this afternoon. Remember what I said, boys and girls. Don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. I let my emotions get the best of me too, my last life. Yeah, we all need to do better, Elko. We all need to do better. Remember what I said, boys and girls. Hey, there's one more thing. There's one more thing. There's one more thing. A buddy told me this the other day, and this is deep. And I hope for the 20 people that's still on here, I hope you stop what you're doing and listen to what I'm about to say. Listen to what I'm about to say. I'm going to take 2 minutes. My buddy told me the other day, he says every morning when he gets up, he hits the knee. Every morning he gets up, he hits his knees on the ground in his bedroom, and he prays. And this is what he says. He says, "Thank you for another day. You give me breath, and I'll handle the rest." Boys and girls, remember what I said, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first, let loose and dry. Peace, love, and chin grace. I'm out.